Do you have a goal in terms of how many properties or units you want, or is that less?
Yeah, so my first goal was 1. My next goal was 4. Michael Zuber told me I should aim for 4. Then he said I should aim for 10. I'm getting close to 10. After 10, my next goal will be to get to the point where I can afford to completely retire myself. After that, my next goal will be to get to the point where I can completely afford to retire any family member that I have, like grandparents or my stepdad or people like that, who I can just help them live that better life that they want. My next goal after that will be to get so big and so successful that people have to take notice of it, so that I can actually preach a message of positivity and success against the people out there who are just negative about everything in life. I don't think I have an upper limit goal. I would be happy to see it continue to grow on an exponential trajectory for the rest of my life. I think ultimately my success will be measured by the number of people that I helped, and how long the message that I say lasts after I die. And I think that's probably what I will aim for. If I could help 1 million people, and if I can continue to help people years after I've left the earth, I think that is the ultimate level of success. And so in order to do that, I have to get as big and successful as possible so that I can perpetuate that message as long as possible.
Mm. And in terms of your investing strategy, do you think you'll continue to buy rental properties and rent them out, or does any other aspects of real estate investing attract you?
Yeah, that's a good question. So one thing I've learned, as you become what's called an accredited investor, somebody who makes like $250,000 a year or more, has a net worth of $1 million or more in assets, not including their personal residence. If you become an accredited investor, the rich people hog all of the good investing to themselves, and they pretend that they don't let the poor people take part in it because they want to protect the poor people from risky investments. That's absolutely not the truth. There are investments out there that are just truly passive income. Again, my mentor Mark invests in mineral rights and oil drilling and all these things. I mean, he makes truly passive income. You send him 25 grand and they send him $1,000 back a month. And you're like, that's pretty good, Mark. So there are definitely other investment strategies out there that are attractive. That being said, I know what I'm good at now. I'd be very happy to build myself a very healthy basis and a good foundation of success with what I'm currently doing. Will I branch out into other things? Yeah, I could absolutely see myself owning apartment buildings at some point. I don't know if I would ever participate in like a real estate syndication. I don't think so. But I would definitely grow to more than just single family and small multifamily into apartments. I could potentially see myself buying commercial properties if I thought it was the right type of property. We're going to have a crash in commercial properties at some point. Amazon's destroying warehouses. At some point, that stuff's going to go on sale. But yeah, I will never say no to the possibility that something might strike my fancy.
Cool. Was there anything else that you wanted to mention that I didn't know?
Yeah, if I had to give a piece of advice to people, it would just be don't make excuses, man. You either think you can or you think you can't. And whatever you're thinking, you're right. It is going to be hard. The hours are going to be long. People are going to tell you you're dumb. Even people who have your best interests at heart. Even my own grandma spent several years telling me, oh, I don't think it's a good idea. What if you make a mistake? What if you lose money? You need to cut negative people out of your life. Now, I love my grandma. I didn't cut my grandma out of my life. I understand that my grandma is speaking from a place of she doesn't want me to get scorched in the real estate market. She's been around a little while. She's seen bad things happen. So I'm not saying cut grandma out of your life, but if there's negative people who do not support your goals, you probably shouldn't talk about those goals with them, and you may need to cut them out of your life. Don't make excuses. Don't let other people talk you out of something. You need to put yourself around other successful people. Who have I mentioned the most times in this chat? My mentor Mark, Michael Zuber, Dion, and the Lumberjack Landlord. Those are the 4 millionaires I spend the most amount of time with, and if you find 4 millionaires to spend time with, you will become the 5th. It is inevitable. My name is Mike Newton. It's freaking Newton's first law. An object in motion stays in motion unless acted on by another force. Well, here are the other forces acting on me to keep me going and build that inertia. You need to find those types of people in your life and remove exterior forces from your life that are going to slow you down. You have one direction you need to go, and that's upward. So make that happen. And lastly, never tell yourself no. I did not become a police officer as early as I could. I had interest, even though I told you about the catalyst that really sparked me over. Who's going to take a 21-year-old kid seriously? Well, come to find out, when I'm 25 years old in the law enforcement academy, I'm like the 6th oldest person in my group of 40, and there's like 20-year-old dudes in here. You know, I'm like, well, shoot, that was dumb. Don't tell yourself no. If I had known that I could buy a house at 18 years old, like some guys I know have done, or 21, I was working a construction job, making very small amount of money. But guess what was happening? All the houses were 50% off in 2010. And I could have bought something that would have quadrupled in value. But because I thought to myself, well, shoot, I'm only a 21-year-old kid. I can't buy a house. No, it's illegal to discriminate based on age. Can you believe that? I could have bought a house. I could have afforded it. I could have got started years earlier. But YouTube didn't exist to the degree it does now with the education it has. And so I didn't know all these things. And I told myself, nah, I probably can't do that yet. I'm going to have to keep working. What? Yeah, do not ever tell yourself no. Make someone else tell you no. Go have a conversation and try and make them say, no, we don't want you. No, you're not hired. No, you're not good enough. And then that should motivate you to say, oh yeah? Watch me prove you wrong. Go ahead. I'm going to call you back in a little bit. And I'm going to say, you were wrong. You know what, Seattle Police Department? You didn't hire me. You know who did? This other major department that's bigger than yours. And guess what? I've won every single award and I fast-tracked to success and blah, 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 blah. So you missed out. I proved you wrong.
I love it. Well, this was awesome. I got through all of my questions and more. And I feel like we've got a lot of good stuff to work with.